Hi YouTube, welcome back to my channel. This is Minnie. Welcome to Beauty and Worship. Today I am going to be doing a different type of video. I love to read, and so I wanted to do a book review on some of the books that I've been reading. I have been on this reading challenge to try to read 100 books this year, and I started it in February, and I'm not on schedule to finish the 100 books, but I am still enjoying reading. Initially, I was trying to just kind of read the books that I enjoyed reading. I like to read a lot of urban Christian type books, and then what I was trying to do was incorporate leadership books in between those urban Christian books, and also books about creativity, self-help books, beauty, health, eating things that are good for your skin, things like that. So I was trying to kind of incorporate all those different things into this challenge, but I don't have as much time as I did initially, so now I just kind of read whatever I want to read whenever I can. So the first book that I'm going to share with you is called Lust. It is by Victoria Christopher Murray. This book came out in February of this year, 2017, and it's a part of a new series that she is doing where she's going to be talking about the 7 deadly sins, basically, in all of these different books that she's going to be writing. This is the first one, and I really enjoy Victoria Christopher Murray. I've read a lot of her books. Since I am a Christian, I do read a lot of books that have a Christian theme, and so that's kind of how I came across her book. It was a novel. It was called Joy. I think that's the book that I read by her. Joy was one of the books that I read by her, and that just kind of put me on to reading other books that she had written. So in this book, Lust, it was very interesting. I was really curious about how she would take the whole lust thing, because to me, lust is more than a sexual thing. Lust is like a craving, a strong feeling for something, a strong passion for something, but that something could be a sexual thing, or it could be money, power, different things like that. So I was interested to see how she would do it, but she does come from like a sexual point of view in this book. And basically there are 3 characters, and I'm not gonna spoil it for you because I believe that you should read the book yourself. Like, I never like to I don't like people to ruin stuff for me, so I'm not gonna ruin it for you in case you want to read it. So there are 3 characters mainly in this book. There is Tiffany, who's a young woman, about 25 or something like that, and she is a college graduate. She is engaged to be married to this guy named Damon. Damon is a self-made, I guess he's a millionaire now. He's a very wealthy businessman, but he had a past where he used to be like a drug dealer. And so the 3rd character in this book is someone that was a part of his past, one of his best friends who he used to sell drugs with, named Damon. And so Damon and Tiffany are about to get married, and then this guy Trey comes back in. I hope I said Trey's name. The 3rd character is Trey. So Trey comes into their lives, and during this time there's just like this magnetism between Trey and Tiffany. I'll just leave it at that. One thing that I do after I finish reading a book, I always like to go straight to the reviews to see what people think about the book, to see if they thought some of the same things that I thought about the book. And so one of the things that people were critical of Tiffany about were they thought that she was very naive. I thought that she was very sheltered. She just wasn't exposed to how guys can be, how men can treat women or run game on women, and so she didn't have that background, so she wasn't used to that kind of thing. And so people really kind of give her a hard time about that. The only thing, I didn't really give her a hard time about that. I just kind of felt like during the time that I was reading the book, the way this book is written is like you're seeing one of their points of view. It's either between Damon's point of view or Tiffany's point of view. So that's how the chapters are. And so when I was reading her chapters, it seemed like she was just kind of dragging. Well, I felt like they were so repetitive, because it was like, oh, she keeps talking about the same thing, and it's like, man, would you let's get through this. But the thing is, as I was thinking about it later, I was like, you know what? That is how it is when you're obsessed with something. you talk about it all the time. You talk to your sisters about it. I know for me, if something that I'm, obsessed about, I'll talk to my mom about it. I'll talk to my sisters about it. I'll talk to my friends about it. Whoever will listen, they're hearing about whatever is the thing that I'm talking, or the thing that I'm like on. So that's kind of how it was for me as I was reading this book. And I don't know if Victoria Christopher Murray meant for it to be like that, but I think that it kind of works in her favor, that you really see how she was so vexed by the magnetism that she felt towards this guy. So another thing about this book that I appreciated was the fact that during the sexual type scenes, it wasn't really graphic and descriptive. And so I don't want to read something that's graphic and descriptive. And so I enjoyed that about this book. And nothing was just so in your face that you just had to put the book down, because there have been books where I was just like, oh my goodness, I can't. So it was very tasteful. The ending of the book was a little unrealistic to me. Some of the parts that took place right at the very end, I didn't think that was really realistic. But overall, I thought it was a great book. I enjoyed it. And I can't wait to read about the other deadly sins that she's going to focus on. So thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed this review, and I hope you pick it up if you are interested in it.